Well, once again, we're talking about CNN, MSNBC, that they're taking down everyone's opinion that is outside of the hive. Shut their channels down. AI is launched. It doesn't matter because the majority of the population believe the official story. Even though Donald Trump will say out of one side of his mouth that CNN is fake news. Okay? And then there's a shooting, and all of a sudden CNN isn't fake news anymore. Notice that. Well, they're still fake. Their lips are moving, they're lying. And then when we question scientific evidence, like testimonies, last I heard, when there's a murder and there's testimonies, these testimonies are heard. Last I heard, when you're convicted of a crime, you have a right to a jury. Okay? And this should be a jury by trial. So that means that there's different opinions in the jury, right? Yeah. No, not according to CNN. The hive mind says no other opinion. Period. Shut them down. Anything that has to do with guns, shut them down. Walmart, 21 years old. Dick's Sporting Goods, 21 years old. You can't buy a gun. We're getting rid of these products. We're not even going to sell these products anymore. No way. Because the New World Order psychopath wants to disarm you. Because as soon as somebody starts fighting the AI, let's say they try to knock down the cell towers, you won't have a weapon to fight with. Okay? And everybody thinks this is no big deal. Just Jesus going to come save you. That's fine. You keep thinking that. But I'm going to tell you, Jesus, if you walk in his footsteps, right now, Jesus today would be called a terrorist. They would be experimenting on him in a laboratory, okay? And they would try to figure out how they can conquer the Christ mentality, okay? People who can talk to God. Let me figure out how they're talking to God. Well, with AI, they figured it out. They block out the sun, the luminaries. That's why they call it the Illuminati. They block out the music of the spheres, which is the real internet of the human consciousness, the stars and the planets. These are your ego archetypes. These are your emotions that you're supposed to conquer. These are vibrations. They're frequencies. What are they doing with cell towers? They're playing with frequencies. They're controlling people's minds through frequencies. And it's already launched. And to prove that it's launched is that sin, fake news, according to Donald Trump, now holds the official story of the Florida shootings. Really? I thought this was America, the home of the free and the brave, and that we were to look at both sides of the equation. You know? I thought we were had free speech. No way. Hive mind, buddy. Hive mind. Don't you dare speak. If you're not part of the hive mind, we're going to make, according to Donald Trump, he's going to bring back the mental wards. He's going to build some mental wards for us that don't agree with the hive mind. And they'll bring us through these courts. And these courts will say, hey, they're crazy. Donald Trump's going to make it to where a family member, which I already have I have a couple of family members that are willing to file a report against me for being nuts because they're part of the hive mind. It's the exact same story as laughing at Noah, okay? Job facing the devil, okay, in every aspect of his life. Curse God, curse God. No, I'm not cursing God because, see, if you're part of the hive mind, you have to curse God. You have to. We're going to bring, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with the hive mind. Pedophilia is going to become legal. They're already working on that in California, so get ready for it. What else? You name it. Same-sex marriages will become legal. That's already happening. Hive mind, artificial intelligence. People have, wait a minute, I don't agree with this. No, it's our satanic religion, and it's part of the hive mind, and accept it. And this is exactly what's happening. This is the Towers of Babel, the lake of fire. What is your brain? It's firing electromagnetic energy to arc the covenant of the blood. That's how the knowledge, because the blood carries the wisdom. That's why you drink Jesus' blood in the churches. That's why the disciples drank Jesus' blood. It's an allegory for gaining wisdom. What happened to the disciples after they betrayed Jesus? They drank his blood, and next thing you know, they became prophets, just like Jesus. Just like the story of vampires. Okay? Drink the blood, they gain the knowledge. Just like the story of when you put a heart in somebody, you start obtaining the attributes of that particular person. Just like when you eat a chicken or a pig or a goat meat, then you start obtaining the mentality of a goat. Stop eating meat. Or crawfish or shrimp, okay, then you start acting like a shrimp brain because you're devouring flesh. How are we teaching computers to understand pictures? Well, by people like me, photographic memory type people, and you're scanning our brains. What happened when computers get smarter than we are? Really, how can a computer critically think and process a thought? I don't think so. How does a computer know the difference between right and wrong? Well, it never will. Only the human mind will. But they're taking that away from you. No free thinking, no critical thinking. And these religious people are like, bring it on! Bring it on! Bring on the... I was talking to a guy yesterday. Bring it on! God's going to strike them dead. Okay. This world doesn't matter. Well, I thought God wanted you to create heaven on earth. That's what I thought. That's what Jesus was trying to do. What was Moses trying to do? Free you from slavery? Do we need Moses right now? Absolutely, because Moses, this is the greatest bondage that's ever been implemented on the human race. Period. Since the Towers of Babel, which is the same thing. One world religion, one world government, one world thinking. And then they say that God destroyed it. Well, I assure you that God had helpers trying to destroy the system. This application knows how you feel. Well, how do you think these applications know how you feel? Because they used us as test rats. They sparked up emotions, and they would, have your wife accuse you of a crime that you didn't commit, so that you literally want to kill yourself. What was the condition of V2K that they planted in me? Well, they wanted me to kill myself. They wanted me to kill somebody else. That's what their goal was. That's the ultimate goal for psychopaths, is to communicate through emotional content, through vibrational frequencies, scalar technology, and to get you to kill somebody or somebody else, just like the kid in the school did. That's the ultimate goal. And that's why they made this kid famous. He's famous, and so is the Hog Kid. They're all famous, the people that were involved in it. The Hog Kid, I will guarantee you, was teaching that other kid to be a part of the hive. I'll guarantee you the Hog Kid had everything to do with this kid shooting. He was probably a covert handler, and he was getting the guy to create the event. Okay? And he actually created the stage. Hey, we can get away with it because they're running a training drill or whatever, because they were running a training drill. How can these events happen? Every single time when we see these events, there's always training drills, just like 9/11. Don't fear intelligent machines. Work with them. Yes, says Satan. Work with these things. Watson, Jeopardy, and me, the absolute know-it-all. They're trying to get these things to play Jeopardy and stuff like that. I mean, guys, this is Satan's ravenous wolf in sheep's clothing. There's nothing worse than what they're doing right here. Nothing that has ever hit the human race. Nothing. And no one except us are doing something to stop it. And once they throw us in mental wards and prisons, guess what? We will be, just like today, we're separated from society on YouTube. But we will be completely separated from society. No one will ever even consider listening to us. Even if the most intelligent people came to us, they would still think, okay, he's classified as crazy, so we just can't listen to him. Our own family will betray us, just like Luke chapter 21. And they'll say that we're crazy and try to steal our assets. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is up to. A person that I thought could be the savior of the world, he decided to get a piece of the pie. Because AI will make gods of men. Just like in the ancient days. They'll live on Mount Olympus and they'll call them Jupiter. Okay, they'll be gods of the planets, the voices. Why do you think the ancients called people after the planets? because they were the ones that were controlled of they were in control of certain emotions of the human mind, and that's why they call them gods. Well, these are gods of the flesh.